Hello everyone, my name is Tom and today we're going to be looking at another lens review. Today we are looking at the Canon 28mm F2.8. This is the 1979 version which replaced its older brother from 1975 using the breech lock mount. This version uses the new Canon FD bayonet system, which is very easy to adapt onto various mirrorless camera systems using a Canon FD adapter. Just make sure that it fits on your own camera. This lens's build quality is pretty typical for the late 1970s. It's mostly made of plastic and it is based on a metal lens mount, so it does feel very light, which is good for lightweight photography or videography. Its average price on eBay is between £60 to £70, which is a lot cheaper than the 24mm, which is between £140 to £160. F2.8 is a fairly bright aperture for its day and age. It does let in a decent amount of light, especially in low light situations, and if you focus close enough it will give you some out of focus backgrounds. Its minimum focus distance is 0.3 meters, which is pretty good, so you can get fairly close to this with this lens. Handling is very nice. It's tactile, and the focus throw is quite short, so it's very easy to pull focus, especially during video, as you can see in this footage. The aperture ring feels fairly cheap, it's made from plastic, but it does respond pretty well at each half stop. This lens has 5 iris blades, which will be noticeable when you stop down the lens, especially in the background. Despite having multi-coating, this lens flares a lot, as you can see right here. It loses a lot of contrast and there are massive flares on the screen. It's got that nice vintage cinematic look, so yeah, I think it depends on how you like it. But that's about it for the build quality. Let's take a look at image quality. This lens was tested on my Sony a7R II, which is a 42 megapixel full frame camera, and we are testing this on a brick wall. In the centre at f2.8 there's a decent level of sharpness, but it does lack some contrast. At f4 it improves quite drastically, and it gradually improves at f5.6 and peaks at f8. At f11 it gets soft again due to diffraction. Let's take a look at the sharpness in the corner. At f2.8 it is very soft and you can see some chromatic aberration and ghosting. At f4 it does improve quite a bit, but it gets better at f5.6, and I would say it peaks at f8. We're looking decently sharp but not perfect. It does get soft again at f11 due to diffraction, and you can see some chromatic aberration in the corners as well. Here are some photo samples. So as you can see, the bokeh looks quite smooth in some situations, but it is quite busy in other situations. It depends on how complex the backgrounds are, but it has nice contrast and sharpness, especially in the centre. I would recommend this lens, especially if you are starting off. It's fairly cheap. You do get what you pay for. It's not perfect, there are some flaws. I would still recommend it, especially for video. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more vintage lens reviews, and I will see you in the next video.